What's going on, guys? You got Quasi here for Quasi Media Network and Quasi Animation Studio. Yeah, I know it's been a minute since I uploaded a regular, normal video. And what I'm going to do here is I have a human generator model, and I'm using Rigify instead of Autorig Pro because, hey, that's fully available. It's already in Blender. You don't have to go buy anything, okay? Outside of the add-on for human generator. Now, if you already have this, all I'm doing is having the character sit. So meaning, in other words, is I'm going to put him in a sitting pose. And why am I doing this is I want to show you, don't be afraid to just put it somewhere, like just to push the pose or just do what you're doing. Because I think a lot of people are asking questions because they want to see someone else do it. So it's like giving them permission to just take the chance. Just do it. Don't overthink it. Don't assume anything of the sort. Just do it. Just push the post. Just go to that extent. Don't be afraid of what it looks like. You can always correct it because that's the beautiful part about keyframes. You can just keyframe it. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to keyframe anything, but what I am going to do is split this screen. Okay. So I'm going to go split the screen into two parts. And it's a reason for this. Now, one side is going to be smaller than the other. And the reason for this is I want to see this just in raw form. Okay. So I'm going to turn off the overlay. All right. And I'll even turn these off. So I want to turn all that off. Now, since I have this chair up here, I'm going to put a plane in just to give me a ground. And we'll apply that, okay? And I'm going to give it just a default texture because I don't want it to be a plain color. All right. And just push it some because I'm going to be using some lights here in a little while, but it's a reason for this. So when I look over here, I'm not thrown off, right? Okay, so I don't want it to lag out on me either. So what I'm going to do is just come into the particle settings over here to the particle properties, and I'm just going to turn off the viewport for all the hair so it moves smoothly, all right? And again, we're in Rigify, and it's already set to IK by default. So all of those things are already turned on, okay? So when you come up here to item, you can see all of your um, bone layers. However, you can also go over to the object data properties and see all of your bone layers that are illuminated or active. Okay. For right now, I'm just going to use this as is. I tend to go in and do this. Turn off the stretch because we're not doing cartoon animation. Again, I'm just showing you how I would go about posing the character. One thing I tend to do is in pose mode is to go from the object orientation, transform orientation to local, and then the pivot to individual origins because when you start moving fingers and things like that, it helps. Now for Rigify, I do not have a pose library. I have one for AutoRig Pro. So I'll be doing everything manually. All right. So first off, I come in here and we make sure we're in the move tool. Okay. I'm going to hit 3 on the numpad. Why? Because we're going to be from the side. So let's say you were in a house or you had this in a building somewhere, or they were he was inside of a room. Just hide everything else and then sit them down and then bring everything back. Again, these are just simple things you just think about. Just sit back, look at the screen, and then think it through. Don't overthink it. Don't, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. You don't have to do X-ray, none of that. Just grab all those objects and hide them, and then Alt H, and they come back, and then move your camera accordingly. Again, don't overthink these things. Okay, so this video is going to show you how to pose, but then I'm going to go and do another video to show you just some simple camera stuff. But I'm probably going to show that from something I've already done versus something new. I may even do something new just to show you the process I take. Okay, again, I take because I'm going to say this once. There is no right or wrong answer. It is whatever you choose to do, but make sure that it is intelligible and can be comprehended by the viewer. That's it. That's all you have to do. There is no right or wrong. It's just a matter of make sure that nobody's vomiting, make sure nobody's having a seizure type of thing. Okay. So let's go ahead and pose this guy. So again, we're not going to worry about legs, hands, or nothing because we start from the center. We always start from the center. Okay. And just get him where we want him to be. So he's there, right? Okay. So I know I'm going to want him to be against this. So I'll go into my rotation tool and I'm just going to lean him back far as possible. And there's this tool right, this particular bone will rotate his lower half. So I'll just push it out just a little bit and I'm going to pull this forward some. All right. And then the reason why I have on the not the torso, the tweaks is so that I can because I don't want to just have just the chest because that's all the thing is going to move, right? So I can grab this tweak right here and do, I'm sorry, not that one, it's this one. There it is. This one and do this. And the same thing, there's another one here and it mostly just moves the lower half along with this one moving just the lower half. I don't want to move the lower half. Now in this case, I may move it so that his lumbar is against the rear of this. And then just for the sake of it, I'll pull this just a little bit more. Okay. And then a little bit more. And again, he's in a seated position. We're good there now, right? Okay. So again, we see that the legs are sort of going through the thing and he's sort of going through the thing. So I'm gonna turn aside again, go back to my tool here, and then I'm just gonna slightly push him forward. Again, we're gonna rotate and I'm just gonna hit R. And I want this one. I hit R and rotate that back. And then here, I'm going to mirror. I'm just gonna push him forward. Okay. And then I'll grab this part of the leg because this is where you can also go with tweaks for the legs. So let's say if I go for the leg tweaks, if you want to so do this, this is will allow me to do something like this, right? So I can do something like that. I don't like doing that. Even though I'll do this sometimes, it's very few times I'll actually do this because I don't like the stretching. Okay. So I tend not to use the leg tweaks. What I tend to do is just really don't bother with it because I'm not focused in that area. But what I will do is this is rotate the leg out some. Okay. And then for the feet, push them towards the inside. And then again, like I said, I'll just continue to uh, play with this until I get it right where I want it to be. Okay. And I know that sometimes when you're sitting down, your heels tend to move a certain way, and this is a rotation. So you could do something like this, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to find the proper position because I'm looking over here too, right? So I'm looking at this side just to see what it looks like. All right. And then, yeah, something to that degree. Because again, I know that this is probably too far out. There we go. All right. And then, so since the hands are like they are, I'm going to bring these over, hit 3, push it back, hit 7, so I go above. And because I want these to be hovering over here, I'm going to rotate this part here out. I just want to push it out. Excuse me. And I'll find the location for it. Hit 3, bring it down. There we go. I'll zoom in a little bit more. And I know that because of the chair type, right? Again, we haven't got to the head yet. I'm just dealing with the parts from the center out and up. Okay. So I'll just get it right where I want it. I really want his hands to be on the outside of it. So it'll be sort of like this. So he's sort of just having his hands sort of hang over the edge some. Okay. And it also means that these shoulders have to move. So I'll hit 1 on the numpad and pull them down just ever so slightly. And then I'll find the space for the arms. Okay. There we go. It's not too bad. Not doing too bad at all. Okay. And then there again are arm tweaks. Now, the thing about thing about these tweaks are I can rotate them. I don't have to just move them. I can also rotate them. Okay. So, like say for instance, there's a roll here. Like for instance, there's a roll here too, right? So it allows me to be able to roll this where I don't have a problem. And remember, you have to keep track of all of this. Okay. So yeah. Again, I'm just finding where to go so that it's not directly clipping through. And the reason why I have the mirror on is because I'm going to make sure that each one of these things fit. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you exactly what I'm clicking one for one because again, this goes down to what you choose to do and how you choose to do it. Okay. All right. Like I said, there's no right or wrong, just trying to give you the inspiration to see just how simple it can be. And you don't have to break your mental bank trying to figure out how I'm gonna do this, how I'm gonna do that. Instead, just push the buttons. Just click the buttons. This is how I get what I get because I just push the buttons. I'm not overthinking the process. I'm not trying to figure out how to quote unquote um, pretend as though all of this isn't a cheat. All of it is, every bit of it, because you're mimicking a mannequin. Okay, hit 3. I want this to go forward a little bit like so. All right. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to deal with the head. I still feel like the head is okay. There we go. All right. So he's chilling, right? But I also feel like he's not chilling like that well. So I'm gonna want him to sort of, because he's in his lawn chair. He's at home. He's chilling, right? I want him to super slouch. So I'm just gonna make him super slouch. There we go. Yeah, that was a little too far. All right, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Now we get to he can he can sort of do this. Ooh, that's ugly. Hold on. Let me correct that. All right. He can sort of look down, sort of hold his head up, get in there tight, pull it up. And he's just looking at maybe someone in the pool or something like that. And just like that, we have a character that is in position, right? Okay, so I'm gonna pull my camera out. We're in full on 1080. Uh, I'm going to go to the camera properties, go to camera, and then I'm gonna make an ARRI Alexa LF. I like LFs, and I'm gonna make it 65. So, excuse me. So I'll come over here, go over to view cameras, frame camera bounds. Okay, and then I'll just get it where I want it to be. All right. Now, I didn't do anything with his face just yet. And so you say, what did you do just then? What I did was hit Shift B, and then it zooms me into that area, okay? All right. And I've clicked this one, and I want to sort of push his mouth a little bit. Let me turn this off because I want to sort of finesse a little bit of this. No, I'm on the wrong thing, I'm tripping. There we go. Now, this one, just ever so slightly. And then if we go into render mode, and I know this should go up. This should go up, and I'll bring this one down ever so slightly. Just a little bit. So you see like he's having a good time with his people. I'm going to full mode. I'm going to turn on the lights. And in this case, I'm going to find the lighting I want. All right, grab the other one. And I'll hit save and F12. And let's just see what we have here. Not too bad. Okay. Again, say he's just at home chilling or whatnot. So in this case, I probably would take this one and go straight up with it. Come right above his head, just so you can get that appearance from that light. Take this one, go straight to the front, and I'll just push the light a little harder. Because say it's like just say for instance he's watching television, right? And I'll just make it sort of a bluish sort of light. There you go. F12. And ta-da! There you go. At home chilling, sitting watching TV. Okay. Um, just simple things like that. And it's just simple. It's not super complex. It's not, you know, mm, like this whole nerve-wracking thing is just find what you want it to be and find where you want it to be. Now, for instance, me in this case, I would probably come in because I noticed like here on the forearm, if you're sitting like that, your biceps are facing sort of like this. So let me do this, right? So you see how that turned it? So I'm saying, so I will go in probably restore that, click these and rotate them, yeah, rotate it this way a little, I think. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, yeah, that's what I was doing it right. So like here, and then maybe this one out a little bit because that arm is facing that part of the muscle is towards you. And so I would just push it towards me. And then this, because of the way this is set, you know what I'm saying? Like you could tell like it's sort of, I don't know how to put it, but it's sort of awkward. Now I know most people will probably have their hands to the inside. So let's do that. Let's just put the hand to the inside and go ahead and select this. Let me correct this. And I'm gonna go and remove the tweak. All right. And I'll take this, bring it to the inside. Oh, undo that, do this. All right. So I'm gonna push this out to, I'm gonna pull it out some because I don't want this to start acting like it's got a mental problem. All right. And put this to the inside. I'm going above, put it to the inside. Right. Okay. Same deal here. This time the shoulders will be a little bit up some and this will go down. All right. And in my case, I think I would just put it, oh, wrong button, right here like so. Because I know that like a lot of times people want to do an extreme push on the shoulder. I'm like, yeah, do that, handle that, right? Now this is when your tweak comes in, right? So I'll come in with the tweak again and on the elbow, pull it. We're just trying to pull it just enough for it to reach where I need to reach. So you see how it elongated the arm, right? But I'm just pulling it over just ever so slightly, just so the arm is on the thing. Now you can't really tell the difference. And if I hit F12 and let's look at it, again, you're just trying to find it, right? Because you just want it for the picture, for the sake of the image or the render, right? And there it is, his hands to the inside, whatnot. You may have one on the outside, one on the inside. Again, you're just looking for what you need for your shot. Again, this is the angle I chose for the camera, right? Okay, so let's go back to the camera. All right. Okay. So I can do something to this effect. So I'm going to pull out to 40 millimeter, F12. Let's look at it one more time. All right. Again, I don't know if you guys are seeing the render, so I might be tripping every time I show a render and I talk about it because I don't know if it's picking it up or not. Okay. So there you have it. Like I just wanted you to see that it is fully possible. You just have to um, know, kind of have an idea what you want, and then go from there. You can do it in whatever version you want, storyboards, um, uh, vision boards or whatnot. Like I don't know how you call it because I know it has something like Millie something or whatever, Millinote I think it's what it's called, and even Trellis and all of that. I think it's called Trellis or Trello or something. And you can just create this system, and it will help you work a little bit more fluidly, not necessarily more efficiently. And the reason why I say this is because you still have to execute, you still have to know what you want to do. So I hope to help somebody, man. Nothing but love.